All right, welcome back. Senate Democrats are scrambling to get President Biden's Build Back Better agenda passed before Christmas. Joining me right now is Bishop William Barber, co-chair of the Poor People's Campaign, president of Repairers of the Breach, and author of We Are Called to Be a Movement. Welcome. And Jeffrey Sachs is an economist and professor at Columbia University and the director of the Center for Sustainable Development. He's also president of the UN Sustainable Development Solutions Network and author of Building the New American Economy. Welcome to you as well. Phew, credentials you both have. All right. Additionally, you are both supporters of the Poor People's Rally, which is set to take place in Washington tomorrow. Bishop Barber, you first. As you prepare for tomorrow's rally, what is the biggest need that you're seeing on the ground, and how do you see this Build Back Better plan helping?
Well, people are just sick and tired, really, of this foolishness and the way in which we are just going after people. So we were called, the Poor People's Campaign all over the country, said we got to do a mass mall Monday. So we got 33 states coming, 39 organizations. We're saying get it done in 21. It's time to pass the Build Back Better plan and voting rights. We should have never separated the two. We should have always said it's the Build Back Better, it's the voting rights, it's the infrastructure, it's the ending the filibuster as one, because it's what's going to take to really save our democracy. But more importantly, people are hurting. This is what I don't think people understand. When you don't pass the Build Back Better plan, and it's not even everything we need, people are hurting. Children, families. I think 39 million families, 61 million children will be hurt if we don't continue this child tax credit. And that's why in West Virginia, they're actually starting from Manchin's office in Martinsburg and over 140 cars in a caravan led by poor and low-wealth people to say it's time to do right by the people who give so much in this country, poor and low-wealth people, everyday people, and get it done in 21.
And Professor Sachs, while it seems like there is large agreement that, yes, people are hurting, we also know that this Build Back Better bill is likely to get edited quite a bit before there even is a vote. But then what's your concern about, among the most important safety net provisions that need to stay in the plan?
This is so basic. What's talked about in this plan, for instance, pre-K child care, basic health for hearing, and so on, is so basic. Every other peer country of ours, whether it's Canada or Britain or France or Germany, they all have this. This is nothing special. This is the most basic needs. But what's happening in the Senate is that rich people are protecting rich people. It's called plutocracy. And so you have rich people like Senator Manchin. He represents an impoverished state, but he himself is personally rich. He's an owner of 2 big companies. He's got millions of dollars of personal wealth. But even more than that, he's got his campaign funders saying to him, we don't want to pay any more tax, the richest people in this country. And so that's what this battle is about. Do rich people in America pay a little bit of their unbelievable wealth so that poorer people can have their kids in pre-K, so that they can raise their children, so that people can get hearing aids? It's just so basic as this.
So Professor Sachs, you're accusing Manchin and others who are not proponents of the Build Back Better plan intact as having a real willingness or eagerness to ignore or overlook those who are in great need.
Well, this is the game of America. I'm sorry to say it, but Congress is filled with wealthy people, and behind them are even wealthier people who are putting in billions of dollars of campaign contributions so that the Congress votes against taxes on corporations and rich people. It's as simple as that. And what has held back this bill is that not only Manchin, but also Senator Sinema said, oh, we don't want to raise corporate taxes. Oh, my God. The richest people in this country, they're protecting. And then they go and turn back. Oh, sorry, we can't afford pre-K in this country. We can't afford to help you with the hearing aid. Oh, dental, that's completely out. Paid leave, no. How can we afford it? Every other rich country affords this easily because they actually tax rich people. But in this country, the whole game is don't tax the richest people. There was a proposal for a billionaire's tax. Where did that go? Well, some billionaires said, we don't like that tax. Elon Musk, who has almost $300 billion of personal wealth, tweeted, I don't like that very much. Come on. What is it? And then Manchin turns around and says to the poorest people of the poorest state in the United States that he is supposed to represent but does not, he says, oh, I'm so sorry, we can't afford child care. This is not affordable in America, after he is the one that stopped the taxes on the rich.
So I wonder.
It's a game. It's a game.
So Bishop Barber, you issued similar complaints, but took it on a different level in a different way. I mean, your group, the Poor People's Campaign, protested outside the offices of Senator Manchin and Senator Kristen Sinema over the opposition to this plan. Have you received any reaction from them? And if you feel like they didn't hear your message while protesting outside, what is your message to them?
Well, we're not going to quit. You know, the first time we put almost 1,000 people on Manchin's doorstep over the voting rights thing, the next 2 days he came out with a compromise. What we know from history, you don't win these battles without agitation, mobilization, litigation, legislation, being in the suites, in the streets, and in the courts. But we also are trying to reshift this moral narrative. We're talking about these leaders like Manchin and Sinema hurting 140 million people in this country are poor and low wealth. The people who have given the most during COVID. We're talking about nearly over 50% of our children, over 43% of adults in this country. We're talking about the people who got 8 million more got poor during COVID, while billionaires made an extra $2 trillion. And we have to say that we got to call it, well, this is a lie, the lie of scarcity. That's what's happening. We Manchin and others this week, he said, we've done enough. Who is he to say we've done enough for the people? That's what poor and low wealth people are saying in his own state. 750,000 poor and low wealth people, 350,000 that make less than $15 an hour who have been pushing him, and he blocked $15 an hour, lied to them and said when we met with him that he had a plan to do living wages, but he never comes up with any plan but the plan to help more billionaires. And one more thing, Fredricka, for the American people. The Institute for Policy Studies did something. They work with us. They're one of our advisors, like my brother, Jeffrey Sachs, of the Poor People's Campaign, because we try not to be loud and wrong. They looked at this and said one contract for 1 year to one Pentagon contract to Lockheed Martin is $75 billion for 2021. That is the total cost of child care and preschool in the Build Back Better plan. Now think about that. We will take one contract for one military country and spend more on that than we will for child care and preschool over 10 years. Our budget is a moral document, and we have a moral crisis, a crisis of possibility, a crisis of democracy. We're seeing it in the blocking of this Build Back Better plan, which is actually less than what really we need to do. Yeah. And it's a responsive, it is not really the most transformative thing. And this attack on democracy like voting. So poor and low wealth people are saying, we're 30% of the electorate, in some places 40% in battleground states. We're not going to be silent anymore. We're going to engage in direct action. We're going to mobilize and build out for people going to the polls. We're already planning a mass Poor People's Assembly moral march on Washington, June 18, 2022, to reshape the moral narrative and to mobilize people for the polls. Yeah. Because poor and low wealth people can reset our entire electoral system in this country. But what we're not going to do is allow these lies of scarcity and allow rich people who refuse not to give people something, but just to invest. Every dollar in this Build Back Better plan, if you invest it into poor and low wealth community, it comes back. It comes back. It's an investment, not an entitlement. It's an investment.
I think people will hear your messages loud and clear. It is about prioritizing. I hear that from both of you. Bishop William Barber, Professor Jeffrey Sachs, thanks to both of you gentlemen. Appreciate your time.